Welcome to another episode on our channel. We're going to go back in time and redo some figures because when we started this process over a year ago, about a year and 3 months ago, we did it solely to document our collection, my collection. My husband was along for the ride, but my collection, our collection. Anyway, it was just to document what we had. We didn't really think of it being something that people would tune into. And then lo and behold, people started tuning into it, which is really humbling to say the least. And I've been trying to show you what I do in terms of customizing and collecting and that sort of thing. But some of the older episodes you may not have seen, or if you saw them, you might not know how to replicate what you've seen if you like them. So we thought we'd go back and show you some of the figures and tell you what we used to make them. So with that, we're going to start with these two figures. The first is James West from the Wild Wild West that aired back in 1965, started in 1965 and went to 1969. I actually thought it lasted longer than 4 years. It was such a great show. Loved watching it. James West was portrayed by Robert Conrad, and Artemis Gordan was portrayed by Ross Martin. If I ever find a head that's close to Ross Martin, I'll try to make his character. But the best I can do right now is James West. This is just a female Western figure, not really representing an actress or anything like that, but I just wanted to kind of show you a male Western figure and a female Western figure. So for this gentleman, though, the outfit, since he tended to wear short jackets in his episodes, Western attire, but short jackets, I really had to think about how could I pull that off. And I stumbled on one day to a DID Dragon and Dreams figure called Willie, a German figure, in a dress blue uniform. And of course, it had the short jacket. It also has shoulder boards on it, and matching pants and so forth. I mean, it looked great, but the shoulder boards were really sewn in there very well. I had to do everything I could do to get those things out, and the seams were all messed up and so forth. It's a wonder what pushing things back in and using a little super glue can do to repair something that looks awfully damaged. I'll even put in this description a link regarding how I transformed that German officer uniform into this Western outfit. So this is perfect for James West. The vest came from Battle Gear Toys. So if you go to Battle Gear Toys and you look up waistcoats, you'll be able to find this paisley light blue vest, which looks perfect in this slightly darker blue jacket and matching pair of pants. The chaps, I couldn't tell you. All I know is that I got it off of eBay and I bought like 50 of them at once, dirt cheap, and sold a number of them over time, not thinking I would use all of them. And now I regret having sold them off. I would die to have them all back again. But anyway, the chaps, I can't tell you where I got that. The hats on both these figures, my husband made them with his 3D resin printer. The guns, James West has 2 of them. These are actually made out of metal. So my husband didn't make these guns. Although he can make resin guns like this, he cannot make metal guns like this. I got the guns, both this one here in the holster rig and this one in his pants, from Steve-O Toys. He makes metal guns, and he does make leather holster rigs. He makes all sorts of Western things. I did not purchase a holster rig, though, from Steve-O Toys. I made this myself. I just kind of eyeballed it, figured it out, and made it. And I'll put a link in the description regarding how to make a holster if you're interested. Actually, I take it back. I won't, because I need to update it and simplify it. So you'll have to wait for that one. But anyway, the boots are just boots I found somewhere on eBay. So everything here is easy to replicate except the chaps. It would be very difficult to find chaps like this. These, I don't know, they came from some sort of figure way back when, and the chaps were on sale by a variety of eBay vendors for eons, and then they disappeared. That happens over the course of time. This is a dragon head, and you'll have a hard time finding this particular head. It's probably one of the best dragon heads that was ever made, but it is very rare. So you're going to have a hard time if you look for that head. But it's still every so often, and I do say every so often, like once in a blue moon, like a couple years, I might see this head on eBay. All right, so that's James West. This is this is probably just a standard base body, maybe a DID body. Nothing special about the body. It's not TB Lee or Fison or anything like that, or one of those muscle-bound bodies. It's just a plain old generic body. Yeah, that's a base body. This is also a generic body. It's a smaller female figure compared to TB Lee, and the head sculpt is, I don't think you can find her on eBay anymore. I got her off of eBay, as I did this head. But I did get her from KITBASH Hobbies, and they do have a website. So I haven't looked at their website, but I doubt if you can find this particular head. They will run with a head for some time. You know, they'll print so many, and when it's out of stock, it's out of stock. And then it's a matter of just looking at and finding it on eBay or by someone's 6-scale distributor. So this is just a head not representing any specific female actress. It's just a generic head. But I thought it was a cool looking head, so I got it. The dress came from a vendor by the name of Lucky Stones on eBay. And I think I paid like under $20, $19.99 for it. And it's a cool dress. I thought it would make a great Western dress, and it did. The only thing with this particular body, even though it is, it's seamless from the neck down to the midriff, it has joints in the arms. So I put elbow wraps around the joints so you would not see the joints. The sleeves on the dress don't go all the way down to cover the joints. So some elbow wraps did help. And she's got gloved hands. I thought that made her look cool. She's got high heel boots. I thought that made her look cool. And this belt is actually part of a bangle. I bought a bunch of bangles from eBay way back when, because they had interesting leather and interesting designs on them. I knew I could use them to customize figures. And I took one piece of the leather and used that as a belt. These circles here are actually used in making jewelry. You can find these things at Michael's, for example. you could put string through it and make a necklace. The chain adds more to the necklace. There's another piece in the middle that could be used for jewelry and that sort of thing, but Michael's is a good place to get odds and ends that might add some decor to your figures. So the other thing I can tell you on this figure is that these bracelets up here, which match the antique bronze here, are just the upper parts of World War II boots. Just cut them off. Just cut them. I actually cut the boot down to like a shoe size, so it wouldn't interfere with getting it on easily onto some feet of a figure, and I didn't have to worry about getting the pant leg over it that way. Sometimes I'll save those pieces if I can find another use for them, and on her, I thought that would be cool to add to kind of match the belt and the design here. So I think that worked out quite well. So what we'll do is we'll get them on a turn tray so you can see them from all angles and get some tighter shots of them. So we'll start with James West. He's dressed in this wonderful DID German dress blue uniform, Luftwaffe uniform. And this is the type of short jacket he would wear on the Wild Wild West with matching pants, which might be hard to see under the chaps. But he looks awesome in this outfit with the battle gear vest that's lighter blue paisley, metal guns that I painted. The buckle is metal. I got a ton of those buckles off of eBay one time, but you can get these buckles off of Steve-O Toys along with the guns. They're made out of metal. The holster rig I made, like I said. And yeah, the chaps, I just can't, unfortunately, you cannot find these chaps anymore. The hats were made by my husband. Just a standard basic body, probably a Dragon and Dreams body for James West. Now we're coming on to the back of the dress for this gal. You can start to see the what were the top of World War II boots here as kind of, on her wrists. They look cool because they match. They kind of draw you into the belt. So, and the belt, again, part of a bangle, the leather piece here that I just super glued in the back. And the other pieces are just things that you would find at Michael's to create jewelry with. So you just, again, super glue things on. It ends up working so well. The head is generic. I did find the name of the head. I'll put that in the written part of the episode. But I doubt if you can find them, or that particular head, because they do a run of so many hundreds or maybe close to 1,000 of these heads, and then they just disappear forever. So she's got leggings on, actually. And then she's got the high-heeled boots. Yeah. So there you go. We'll pause now and get a tighter close-up of both these figures. You can see quite a few more details now. What I like about this jacket is that there is a tie, with some kind of like a metal necklace, but skinny, between the two parts of the jacket. That gives it such a nice formal touch. You can see the shorter gun and the more coat-like peacemaker thing going on here, the metal buckle and so forth. He's looking pretty darn good. It's the head that will be just very much a challenge to try to find, if you can find it at all. Of course, you might find a better head too. Maybe you're not going for James West or Robert Conrad. You might be going for just a cowboy. Any head would work under those circumstances. And then here she is. You can start to see the top of the boot that has become a wristband, and all the things that I found from Michael's to try to make a nice belt, with the exception of the actual leather piece here. That was part of the bangle that I got off of eBay. The head is nice. Some of the head sculpts that they have for females are not very good, to be honest. This one I actually like quite a bit. So, yeah, there you go. We'll get a tighter close-up now to see their faces. So here's a pass through with their hats on. And then we'll do a similar pass with the hats off. All right. And without the hats. And if you look at James West, the hairstyle really does look like this particular dragon head. There you go. So in closing, I guess the purpose of redoing these episodes is to give you the resources and the links. So if you want to replicate what you see, you really fall in love with it. At least you have a beginning place to start. And our list will keep growing as time goes on in terms of resources and links and so forth. So anyway, I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.